The Dabang series are getting progressively worse, but the charm of Salman Khan remains undiminished. One of the first things that struck me while I was watching Dabang 3 was that how does Salman Khan in his 50s retain the charm of being a 30-year-old? Even shirtless, he still looks good, and he can bash up as many people and have cars burning all around him, but he remains untouched. I guess he's like this superhero without a spandex, but he wears a khaki uniform instead. He plays Chulbul Pandey, a cheeky cop who has his own way. He's slightly corrupt. He has his own way of breaking the law and upholding justice. It's one of the most iconic characters written for Salman Khan. The first installment introduces us to Chulbul Pandey. He's one of the most colorful characters to be introduced in Bollywood cinema because he's cheeky, he's irreverent, he's fun-loving, and he has this knack of rattling out bombastic dialogue. If you're like a Salman Khan fan, every dialogue that he says, you might clap or whistle at it. But if you're not a fan, then this is just pure drudgery. The degree to which you enjoy Dabang 3 depends on how big a fan you are of Salman Khan. If you're not a fan of Salman Khan or you are ambivalent towards him like I am, perhaps you just have to sit through one of the longest movies that 2019 has seen. This movie has so many songs. By the end of the interval, I think I've at least seen 4 songs. And when there is a very important subject like violence against women being addressed, there are 2 or 3 songs inserted within that interval, which I think fractures the entire narrative. The original was very riveting. It's the second and the third installment that simply does not match up. I wasn't a fan of it. The length is also a big letdown. It's at least 2.5 hours long. So keep aside 2.5 hours long. That's at least a quarter of your day. Every frame is dominated by Salman Khan. It's almost like an ode to his rippling muscles. All the other sidekicks and the supporting actors seem to be just dimwits. Arbaz Khan, for instance, is his brother in real life. He plays his stepbrother, and somehow he's one of the most dim-witted person, and he's the most wooden actors around. It's almost like the Dabang series specializes in hiring out-of-work actors. However, South Indian actor Sudeep has done a good job of being the villain. And in fact, there's one of the dialogues in the movie that goes that why is it that every villain in the Dabang series have this penchant of hanging my wife or trying to kill my wife. Actually, I think Salman Khan has nailed it when he said it, that the narrative gets very repetitive. It's the same template that every Salman Khan Dabang series follows. There is a hero, there's a villain, and there's a fight towards the end, and it's good versus evil, and of course Salman Khan represents the good. It's such a predictable storyline. I think it's almost like Salman Khan and his cronies have realized that there's a template that works with his fans, so let's abuse it, let us exploit it to the maximum, and that's what they seem to have done here. In terms of story, there's not much going for it. It's a very predictable storyline. I'm going with 2 out of 5. I'm very generous here because if you're a fan of Salman Khan, perhaps you might enjoy this. If you're not, then stay away from it.